history ourselves, Don and I. We pick somebody else to do that for us. That's our challenge today, and we're elated to have a person extremely qualified to speak to you on club history. Now we get serious. This person is a past president of the club, has been a member for more than 60 years. Both his father and brother have been members of our club, and combined, the three of them have over 150 years of club membership. Our speaker was the youngest president ever to be president of our club, a position he held 55 years ago in 1961. It's my distinct pleasure and true honor to introduce your fellow Rotarian and our friend Hal Adamson.
Thank you, fellow Rotarians, ladies and gentlemen. This won't take much longer than one of Pat Lennon's jokes. My recollections go way back, and I guess, as Yogi would say, I'll start at the beginning. The club was founded in 1921, at the same time that the Kiwanis Club of Tucson was founded. And one of the prime movers in getting that started was Orville McPherson, who we recognize with the Orville McPherson Award. Legend has it that when it was announced that there were going to be two clubs, they put out the word to people to apply for membership. And the story goes that most of the younger men joined Kiwanis and the older men joined Rotary. Hence, for many years, the club was called the 90 Old Men. That was 1921. Go forward 4 years, 1925 is when Larry's and my father joined Rotary. He was a bachelor at the time, but had a fiance. They were married in 1927. So somewhere between 1925 and 1927, our father took our soon-to-be mother and his wife, to a Rotary function, and that was the badge she wore with her maiden name. It's a bronze badge with the Rotary wheel on it, and I actually have the original. It was worn as a lapel pin. My first memories of Rotary was when I was in elementary school, and at Christmas time, we would go to Rotary, and the fathers and grandfathers of the children would bring them to Rotary for a Rotary Christmas program. And that was something as kids we always looked forward to. I recall growing up that one of the big social events of the year in Tucson was the Tucson Rotary Rodeo Party. It was called a rodeo, not a rodeo. Excuse me. In World War II, I was in junior high school and high school, and we always had a family dinner every night, and it was common that we talked about current events. We would hear stories about President Roosevelt and about how the war was going. But I distinctly remember one thing that happened that my father mentioned to us several times, and he was very proud of. And that was that this Rotary Club was the first service club in Tucson, and we had several Kiwanis clubs, Lions clubs, Optimists. But this Rotary Club was the first club to elect as president a person of Asian ethnic background. Glenn Jin was the president of this club in 1946 and 47, and that was unheard of. Fast forward to 1954, I had just returned from Korea and was invited to give a program and a slideshow of my experiences over there during the Korean War. At that time, Rotary met at the Pioneer Hotel downtown. There was no Elcon Shopping Center. no Park Mall, no Tucson Mall. And a second club was formed, the Catalina Club. And Tucson Rotary Club had to give up territory. So the deal was made that Tucson Rotary Club could take a member from anywhere in Tucson, but the Catalina Club could only take members from businesses east of Al-Anon. I'm sorry, east of Campbell. When I joined in 1956, most of the members walked to Rotary because everything was downtown. We had something during the program then. The meeting started at 12:10, and service took about 20 minutes. And during that service period, there were songbooks at all the tables, and we sang Rotary songs. Thankfully, we don't do that anymore. Classifications were very closely guarded, but somehow we managed to have the managers or owners of 4 of the 6 department stores in Tucson members of the club. Harold Steinfeld and Alex Hockamy had department stores just across the street from the Pioneer Hotel. And Alex used to say, the way they handled the classifications, that Harold Steinfeld was socks retail and he was socks wholesale. The newspapers at that time had a social section, and many Rotarians were prominently mentioned from time to time. If it was a social event, that person would be fine. If it was something where they became the head of a charity or did something that was service above self, they were recognized but not fined. The fines usually ran from $3 to $5. Also at that time, during the president's portion of the program, we had a special privilege badge. It's about that big. And you could buy it for $5, and you got 5 minutes of the president's time. I've got the special privilege badge back here. We only really sponsored 3 organizations in Tucson at that time, or recognized them. We sponsored a Boy Scout troop on the west side. We had university scholars. There was no Pima College, so they were all coming out of high schools here and going to the university. And we sponsored Boys and Girls States, which was taking high school kids to Phoenix to see how the legislature worked. I'm glad we don't do that anymore, too. 1961 was my year as president. We had 16 people from the University of Arizona that were members of this club. That included Coach Jim LaRue, the football coach, J.F. Pop McHale, the director of athletics, Andrew Ellicott Douglas, who was the founder and developer of tree ring science, Norman Hall, Dean of the College of Law and co-author of the Colorado River Pact, and Sweet Johnson. I am particularly proud of the fact that I sponsored 3 members of this club that became president. My brother Larry, Dick Dobrin, and the auctioneer, what's his name? Gallagher. There are a lot of things that are different about Rotary today, and some are better. The things that I think are better is there's no cigarette smoking during the meeting. Thanks to Don Rawlings and his board, we have ladies as members of the club. We have a great car show, And if you don't participate in it, you don't get to know people, fellow Rotarians, as you would otherwise. And there are some great people in this club. And thank you to John Wong and Arnie Jacobson for being the leadership that brought us the car show. The last thing that I think is really better than ever before is the DoubleTree chocolate chip cookies. Thank you.